Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're starting a brand new series. This is going to be a weekly series. It's going to be on Wednesdays, and I think I'm going to call it War Room Wednesdays. And what this is originally it was going to be Team Analysis Tuesdays, but I ran out of time. I couldn't upload it on Tuesday, and I really wanted to get it out. So I figured, hey, what's a name change going to do? So what this is we're going to go over my teams each week. And we're going to explain, like the thought process behind it, why I chose certain Pokemon, what the end goal is, and I'll leave an importable file, I guess, in the description so you can take it and use it yourself, tweak it yourself. We might review teams that are not ours. If we run out of things to do. As you can see, we have 4 teams right here. These two bottom ones, the Troll team and the Ghost Dark, they're outclassed at this point. They're from Gen 5, so there's really nothing to do with them. The Troll team's not even a really good team. We'll work on that. That one's a fun one to work on. Ghost Dark is a dual type team, obviously only using Ghost and Dark, and the one today we're going to talk about is Doubles Trick Room. Now, this is the team I've been using for the majority of the battles we've had. It's gone through many iterations. Originally, it was Shuckle, Slowking, Aromatisse, Mega Mawile, Exploud, and who was the other guy? And Cofagrigus. Now, I may not go to VGCs. I don't know. I probably won't. I don't do that, but I wanted to follow VGC rules so I can play on the Wi-Fi and that kind of stuff. So I had to get rid of Cofagrigus, and instead of Cofagrigus we got well, I had to get rid of Cofagrigus, but I didn't know what to do yet, and Exploud was not the greatest because Boom Burst destroys everything, and there's really no point in using him. It was very lackluster. So I threw in Special Tyranitar over Exploud, figuring it was the best fit for the team, and I threw Garchomp over Cofagrigus. So this team is now completely VGC legal, and it's really, really solid. So let's go through individually. I'm gonna just rearrange the order so you guys understand my thought process behind that. Yeah, okay, that's what I don't understand how this works. My thought process behind everything and how it works. So the order really doesn't matter, but it's just how I'm going to explain it. So this team basically started out as I wanted to use Shuckle, and I've been seeing the set posted here and there, but no one really uses it. They just kind of like Theorymon with it. And basically what it is it's taking advantage of Contrary and Infestation. So Contrary, it reverses stat changes. So Shell Smash normally sharply is the word we're looking for. Sharply raises your attack, your special attack, and your speed, while lowering your defense and special defense by 1 stat. So what's good about this is now, we can quickly go into the stats here. Shuckle has base 230 defenses, and his attacks and speed aren't really that good. So Contrary's Shell Smash is really helpful in getting these defenses even stronger, and it's just fantastic what happens. I went for Relaxed and 252 in defense because I do have the support from Crocodile, our Tyranitar, with the sand, and the 50% sand boost was enough to outweigh. And obviously 497 special defense is really, oh god, is really just, even that's a lot, so nothing really one-hit KOs this thing. So he has a bunch of different roles. With Binding Band and Infestation, he becomes a Trapper, so guys can't leave. He becomes a Staller. Guys can't leave. They take 1/6 damage each turn. And since this move lasts from 4 to 5 turns, basically you only need to use the move twice, and that Pokemon's done. Rest helps its staying power. There's no Chestleberry, but he can survive 3 turns, after, especially after 2 Shell Smashes. That's a really hard word for me to say, but yeah. So it's really interesting, and I kind of want to keep these videos decently short, but we'll just work with how I talk and how it goes. He also supports the team because of Power Split. Now, Power Split averages the attack and special attack with the target. Now, remember what I said here. Look at that attack. He has 56 in his attacks. That is not good in the least bit. So, if you're up against, say, like a Tyranitar, like this is Jolly, so 359 attack, averaged out with 56, that's pretty low, you know, and then Garchomp's pretty much nerfed for the rest of the time. And the reason why I wanted to make it Trick Room is because I wanted Shuckle to go first. I wanted him to get the Infestation and the Power Split and the Shell Smash off before people got a chance to, you know, be like, oh goodness, you know, that's a Shuckle, you know, because no one really thinks of Shuckle as a threat. But once he's got Shell Smash, once he's got Infestation, like, and you're doing nothing to him, there's nothing you can do. So I put on Binding Ban because Infestation normally deals 1/8, right here, 1/8 per turn, and so it increases it to 1/6, which is insane. But yeah, I mean, that basically covers Shuckle. I needed someone who could support Shuckle in the best possible way. Now, that comes to us in terms of Aromatisse. Now, why Aromatisse makes the best partner is because of Aroma Veil. Now, Aroma Veil, or Veil, however you want to pronounce it, it protects allies from attacks that limit their move choices. Now, that seems kind of vague. Generally, the thing you need to know about that is it protects you. It protects Aromatisse and its partner from taunt. Now, just think about that for a second. Here we have a Pokemon that works exceptionally well as a cleric. It has Heal Pulse or Wish. It has great wishes. I mean, we'll see in a second, but its base HP is pretty high. It's a great Trick Room setter because it can't be taunted by anything. And it gets Aromatherapy, which is great for healing your team off of statuses, especially when paired with Shuckle, who rests and doesn't have a Chestoberry. So it's amazing. It has great typing. It's fairy, meaning it's only weak to Poison and Steel. And while Shuckle may be weak to Steel itself, Steel isn't the most common attacking move. So that's something to consider. Now, if we look at its stats, they look alright. You know, its defenses are... Its HP is good. Its HP is definitely good. Its defenses aren't the greatest, but because of the HP, it really can tank hits. So this Gyarados right here... not Gyarados, Garchomp. This Garchomp right here. We'll get into explanation of, you know, what it said and stuff. But when this Garchomp uses Earthquake, this Aromatisse only takes about... I want to say about 30% damage. And that's a lot. I mean, that's a little. That's not a lot at all. You know, it's pretty much 3-hit KO'd by a Garchomp, but it pretty much 1-hit KOs back with Moonblast. Its special attack is 99, so without any investment, you're sitting at a little below average, but it's still pretty good. It's still hitting pretty hard. Excuse me. I went for the Relaxed Nature because I wanted to sort of even out its defenses. This is kind of just like what Smogan put down, and it works for me, so that's something I went for. I needed another Trick Room setter, so these two work exceptionally well. So I needed something else, you know, like just a backup Trick Room setter, just in case Aromatisse went down. So I went for Slowking. Slowking has a few purposes. Since I don't run anything like with Sleep Talk, or I don't really have any way to counter, you know, the ever-present Spore and now the ever-present Dark Void. I still don't have anything for Dark Void, but Safety Goggles here, it basically grants you the ability Overcoat. So you take no damage from weather, so hail and sandstorm won't be damaging you, and you can't get poisoned, paralyzed, and put to sleep with like any of the powder moves. So that's great, because Spore's one of those too. You know, you poison powder, stun powder, sleep powder, and Spore all don't affect my Slowking right now. So if I see Amoongus, I could just swap right in, and nothing's gonna happen, and no one sees it coming, because no one really people tend to not pay attention to the sandstorm damage, not actually hurting my Slowking. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic. And originally I had Slack Off here. I was switching between Slack Off and Heal Pulse, and I found Protect to be the best, because it's good to scout, you know, attacks. You want to see, like, oh, is he going to U-turn on me, or they're all going to start attacking me right now. I need to Protect and just, you know, subdivide their attention, you know. Obviously Trick Room, because he's one of my Trick Room setters. Scald for Stab, but I don't have status on this team. So a 30% chance to burn is a good thing to have on my team. So that's one of the reasons. I also run Fire Blast for the Ferrothorn and the double chance to burn. So, what was I gonna say? So yeah, I mean, he's pretty obvious. It's pretty much your standard Slowbro, and it honestly works the best. I need to just write something. Sorry. It honestly just it's a great set. It's a great set. The one problem, which I'll get into later, is it really doesn't take super effective hits very well. It's weak to Bug, it's weak to Dark, it's weak to Ghost, it's weak to Electric, it's weak to Grass, and most of those moves tend to be special. So while he may have good special defense, it's not the greatest to handle those threats. So I'll get into later who I've been considering replacing Slowking, and, you know, keeping Slowking back in the wings, you know, for other battles and stuff like that. So for his EVs, we ran 244 HP and 252 special attack and 12 special defense. Now, if you're looking for a more defensive Slowking, I wouldn't run what I ran. I'd probably swap the special defense and the special attack. It really depends on what you needed. At the point I had him, I needed more special presence. I might switch it around. It might work better as a special tank then. It really depends on your needs. And I ran Sassy. Obviously, like a lot of people say, you know, you don't want to stick to one strategy. You want to have backup plans. But let's be real here. Aromatisse, Shuckle, Slowking, they're not really outspeeding anything that they need to outspeed. So by running the minimum speed, when they are in Trick Room, they're going to be the fastest things on the field. So it works better, in my opinion, to have these guys run slower. I mean, you can look at the speed tiers. You can look at like all the grass and electric types and all those things that, like, most electric types are going to outspeed you anyway because they're naturally pretty fast. But you need to look at, like, what your team needs and what your team can handle. I felt that my team can handle the faster threats a lot better, so I didn't really worry about having to outspeed anything. They're pretty much all bulky, and they pretty much all can take one hit. Not one thing's going to really take them out. So that was my thinking behind that. And moving on. So we had 2 Trick Rooms. We originally had 3, and what happened was Kofagrigus isn't really legal, which I'll get into that when I get into Garchomp. But he was kind of useful on the team and really necessary. And then he got, you know, taken out, and I was just like, oh, what am I going to do here? So we decided for only 2 Trick Roomers, and thinking about it, I don't need more than 2. You know, even though my team is naturally really, really slow, and then especially with, they all have 0 IVs in speed, with the exception of Garchomp, So they are really slow. But they're bulky, they take hits, they dish them back out. So it's totally fine that I only have 2, and they don't need Trick Room all the time. So let's get into Tyranitar. Now, this was actually, I had to replace Exploud, and I really didn't know what to do. And then I saw Tyranitar, and I was like, perfect fit. I'm gonna just, yeah. I was like, that's a perfect fit. It gets Sandstorm, boosting Shuckle's special defense by 50%, as well as its own. It's bulky, it can take most hits, and it's pretty strong, so it can dish them out. Now I'm realizing my EVs are a little wrong. I have since taken out the 52 attack, and I've made it completely special. Reason being, I have Garchomp, I have Mawile. I don't really need the physical attacks anymore. And I'll get into like the partnerships and how each one, works well with each other. So obviously Sandstream, Protect is, as I said, I'll get involved with the partnerships, but it's pretty standard. You could consider Surf over Fire Blast, and I'll explain the reason why for a later addendum to the team. Once the VGC rules, allow all Pokemon, I'm most likely going to take Slowking out for Jellicent. Provides more immunities to my team. It provides a really good defense against rain offensive teams, which is something I really need. Because as of this point right now, Hippo's really the only one that can take water attacks, and I keep calling them by their nicknames, and if you're not paying attention, you might not know who I'm talking about. Hippo's my Slowking. And so that's who I've been considering, and Surf on Tyranitar with that would not only hit the opponents, but heal my Jellicent. So it's like kind of like a pseudo heal pulse kind of attack, so it's kind of cool to have that. I put Choppleberry, as mentioned by some people on some forums. Tyranitar can take a fighting attack, and even though I have 2 resists and a neutral, well, 2 resists and 2 neutral, 3 neutrals, yeah, whatever. I have 2 resists. You don't always want to keep switching back and forth, especially when you can get yourself into a better position by killing one of their teammates. So I put on Choppleberry. It has fighting attacks. Pretty much survive any fighting attack. I'm sure Mega Lucario can take me out in one hit with close combat. That's gonna happen. Not much I can really do about that. I can take the hit and then use Earthquake next and knock out the Lucario. But for the most part, I think I should be able to survive most attacks. Obviously, like Mega Heracross is going to hit me really hard. Mega Lucario is going to hit me really hard. Terrakion, I think I can survive. But, I mean, that's just, you can run the calcs for yourself and stuff like that to see. So then the next guy we have is Garchomp. Now, I didn't even go over the EVs. My bad. So it's a weird spread, and I've been looking for help. No one really knows how to help me with this, but basically I took what I thought would work the best. I put into HP and defense. He doesn't need that much defense because he's naturally very bulky in defense. I didn't put anything into special defense because of the Sandstream bonus, and I put 252 into special attack. Now I put more into Relax so he can have more of a defensive boost, especially since fighting type attacks tend to be physical. That helps him survive more. But if you really want him to be more specially offensive and less defensive, you can definitely make him into a Quiet Nature, I believe. A Quiet, or even a Modest. It doesn't have to be the slowest thing on the earth. I like things being slow on my Trick Room teams, so then once I set up Trick Room, they're really fast. But that's my personal preference, and it's just how I play. So it's really up to you guys. Even if you want to use this team, you don't even have to use this team. I'm not saying you have to use this team. This is just what I wanted to do, and I wanted to like analyze my teams and the thought behind it. So yeah, so he's pretty straightforward. Garchomp's even more straightforward, except with a slight twist. So when I had Kofagrigus on my team, I basically put him in because of Kangaskhan. I didn't have any attacks to hit him with because I ran Will-O-Wisp and Shadow Ball. I didn't run Hidden Power Fighting because I can't be bothered to get Hidden Power Fighting. To be quite honest, it's too much work for me. But so he had the Rocky Helmet on. He had the ability Mummy, so Kangaskhan would hit me once, take the Rocky Helmet damage, and then not hit me again because he just lost Parental Bond. So he was my dedicated Kangaskhan counter and mini sweeper in Trick Room because he had Nasty Plot and stuff like that. But since he's illegal, I decided to go for Garchomp. Garchomp can take hits. He can definitely take a return from Kangaskhan twice. Not like a full return, the Parental Bond returned. And I keep saying it doesn't save this. I keep changing this to 31. It automatically puts it to 0 because it sees I'm running Trick Room. But with Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet, Kangaskhan loses its HP to half, I believe, which is fantastic. And I run Protect for scouting as well as Tyranitar and Hippo, and well, Slowking rather, and Earthquake for stab, Dragon Claw for stab, Rock Slide for the other coverage. He's really straightforward, jolly, so he outspeeds 252, 252. It's hits hard, runs fast. That's what we need from this guy. You might be wondering, oh, what are you doing? This is a Trick Room team. Well, you need someone outside of Trick Room just in case. I mean, my guys do function outside of Trick Room, obviously, because Mega Mawile has Sucker Punch and priority with that. They can all tank hits and then hit back even harder. But, just in case, you never know. Garchomp's not the fastest dragon, but when paired with Tyranitar rather, they make a good partnership, and I'll explain to you that once we finish up with Mega Mawile. Mega Mawile is, of course, just as standard as Garchomp. I think. I don't know. I run 252 HP, 252 attack, take all of those hits. I believe I saw someone talking about there's a different set, and I believe it's Ray Rizzo, who's like the champion. I'm first getting to VGC, so I don't know names very well, but it's Ray Rizzo, I believe, and he started running a different Mega Mawile set that tanks those fire hits really well. So that set might be changing there. I don't know yet. It might still be Brave, but if that happens, I'll do an update video. Once I change teams around, I'll update the video and say, this is this. So, partnerships. In doubles, there's always 2 Pokemon out on the field, so you want to make sure that they synergize really well. So, I'll talk about this pair first, because they're definitely one of the best pairs. Garchomp and Tyranitar, they just work well together. Garchomp takes no damage from sand, and if there's let's say there's a Noivern on the field, then Noivern can one-hit KO me with Dragon Pulse. So I protect with Garchomp, and I Ice Beam. They don't see Ice Beam coming. No one uses Special T-Tar anymore. So they make a fantastic partnership. Protect here works well when I use the Earthquake. Pretty sure Tyranitar can handle 1 Earthquake from Garchomp. That's it. It's 2-hit KO'd, I believe. And yeah, Tyranitar obviously makes a great partnership with Shuckle. Sand boost, offensive presence, all that jazz. It's great. Slowking doesn't really partner well with many people. It helps with, like Ferrothorns and Klefkis, but otherwise it really doesn't provide much that we need on this team. It's good at doing what it does, but it doesn't get a lot of use. If you've noticed from my videos, it very rarely gets used. It only gets used if there's a lot of special threats on the team, and I'm like, I need to use it, or they have a Ferrothorn or a Klefki, and I don't really feel like bringing Tyranitar, you know? Something funny about my Tyranitar in-game, actually, that I forgot to mention, it has 0 IVs in attack, which is why I had to change, you know, the EVs around, and I couldn't use Rock Slide because I'm not going to rebreed. It took me like 2 days to get that. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm done. But it's actually interesting because it functions as a great Klefki counter, because they all run the Swagger, the Foul Play, the T-Wave. But T-Wave makes me faster in Trick Room. Swagger, I have 0 attack, so Swagger and Foul Play aren't going to hurt me. And since I have 0 attack and no investment, I'm not going to hurt myself too badly from the knockback. So that's great. But yeah, Shuckle and Tyranitar work really well. I've already touched upon Aromatisse and Shuckle. They work exceptionally well. It's just the greatest partnership I have ever created. And this was like the first doubles team I ever made, so I'm kind of proud of that. Mawile just works well in general with everyone but Garchomp, really. I mean, he does have the Protect, but Garchomp really does like spamming Earthquake, and Mawile can't even take 1. So, good luck with that. You can figure out some better ways to run it around and stuff, but I don't think there's any possible way to get Mawile to survive a Earthquake from Jolly Garchomp. Definitely not from Adamant. But yeah, so let me discuss, you know, future ideas and stuff like that. So I'm thinking of putting in Jellicent. Now, what I need to figure out is, does Tyranitar need any of these moves? Like, does he require all these moves? Like, obviously I'm going to keep Dark Pulse because it's stab. But do I really need Ice Beam? Do I really need Fire Blast? Do I really need Protect? Because if I can get Surf onto this moveset, then we have someone who can heal another Pokemon without having to have a healing attack. And it's just a generally good move to use. But I'm really leaning towards Jellicent. So once that rule gets lifted, I'm going to get a Jellicent in here. Over here, we're going to test it. And if it works, we're going to use it. And it's going to be great. And we're going to have fun. But let's just double check that time. Ooh, it's 27 minutes. Wow, this is like twice as long as I expected it to be. But that's cool. Yeah, so it's just a great team. Obviously, it's not the best team in the world. It's not perfect. It's going to be really hard to make a team perfect. This is moving. I think this is as close as I can get it. You know, once Slowking's gone, we'll maybe mess around with his EVs. We'll throw in Jellicent. We'll see who does better. I definitely think the fighting normal and water immunity would be so much better than what Slowking provides us. Stab Water Spout with Surf backing up is going to be awesome. Shadow Ball. I think you can make Jellicent set into a way where the strongest attacking Pokemon, special attacking Pokemon with stab on something super effective, which is Mega Gengar, fails to 1-hit KO. In fact, it's only a 2-hit KO. While I do 2-hit KO back, but considering if I'm in Trick Room, I'm faster, so then it doesn't even matter because that thing's going down before it can even 1-hit KO, 2-hit KO me. So I think Slowking's close to that, but not close enough. But that's the team. That's double Trick Room. Sand style. You can call this Shuckle's Sand Room. In fact, we'll do that right now. This is Shuckle's Sand Room. I think this is one of the best teams I've ever made. It's really fun to use. I love Shuckle. This Ghost Dark team was originally my best team I ever made, but then the Fairy type kind of phased it out, and it has some issues working right now, so I'd have to work through that and fix it. 10 points to if you can guess who Pringles is. It's a ghost type, I'll give you that much. It's either ghost or a dark type. It could be one of those two. And it's nicknamed Pringles for a specific reason. I won't give you any other hints, but it's kind of funny. And yeah, so that's my Trick Room team. That's the team I've been using this entire time. Thank you for watching this episode. It's going to be called War Room Wednesdays. Because you're in my war room. We're planning out teams. We're coming up with strategies. So this is gonna be a weekly thing, unless I don't have a team. We'll be doing like a showdown team testing. We might do that on Tuesdays before these, or Thursdays after these. So like that might work the best. I don't know. We'll have to think it out, and from there we'll go with the flow. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Leave a like if you liked what I did. If you have a comment or a question about the team that I just presented to you, feel free to ask. I don't mind. I just shared my team, so anyone who's battling me will know exactly what my team is. I feel confident that I know the team well enough that even if I see a pure counter to my team, I may not win, but I'll do my best, But yeah, I don't claim to be the best. I'm not the best. I'm pretty bad-ish. I don't know. You figure it out. You tell me if I'm good or bad. You guys watch my videos. I watch my videos too because I find them entertaining, which is weird. Tangents. Yeah. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this, if you like this series, if you like how this is presented, tell me. I'll keep this going. I'm definitely going to do the Dark Doubles next week as well. That's a really cool team. It really works out very well. There's some minor tweaks we'll need to do to it, but yeah, please leave a like because I want to know if this is a good thing that you guys would like to see. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day.